Hello and welcome to Racers Now. It's the usual Thursday night slot with SD as we're looking forward to all the top quality action from Ascot and York this Saturday, July the 26th, including the King George that we spoke about earlier this week. SD, how are you?
Well, very, very well.
Good.
I have to say, it's a very mundane King George, isn't it? It's a very mundane King. Sorry, I've got my 4-year-old here.
Oh, very good.
She's five. She's five. Apologies.
She might be able to tip better horses than me, I think.
You tip horses well, don't you, Phoebe?
Yep.
Bye bye. Sorry about that. Yes. So.
Right, well, we've got all sorts to get for SD, so let's just, should we crack on?
Yes, let's crack on. Yes.
Right,
Yes.
so the first thing to say about Ascot, where we'll go first, they were reporting earlier this afternoon, good to firm in places. Might not be relevant or connected, but it looked like it was raining heavily at Sandown this afternoon since the last update I'm reading of Ascot. They've had 17 mil of rain this week, but the forecast is mainly dry. That was this morning's update. I've not had any official update since then. And we're going to be looking at the first race on ITV for them is the 140, this Princess Margaret Stakes for 2-year-olds, Group 3, 6 furlongs. We've seen quite a few of these already this season. A handful of them ran Ascot, chiefly in the Queen Mary, over 5. This is over 6. But it is a Godolphin horse, dance to the music. 5-2 favourite, skipped Ascot, won on debut at Newmarket, 17th of May, skipped Ascot, Royal, and comes here for the Princess Margaret Stakes. What did you make of it, Esty?
I wonder why she hadn't ran.
Yeah.
I thought that was a negative. Look, don't get me wrong, Eskimo Pie hasn't done anything wrong for the form since at all, and the third has since been beaten at 70 in a nursery. But so I thought, I'll tell you what I did think. I thought 9-4 was a rotten price, and it was far more wide open than the market suggested. I thought Straya certainly had a chance on the Sandown run when looking a bit inexperienced and will surely get 6 furlongs. And there's any number you can make a case for. Which one are we doing first? Flowerhead, I'll guess. I thought Flowerhead ran a cracking race on a third start in the Queen Mary here. Actually beat Stayer that day by half a length. Not seen out since. Won her side of the group, and I thought she was a decent enough price at 6-1 to be playing against a maiden winner who hasn't been seen, since May. So that's over a 2-month gap. I thought she was fairly solid. I thought the other one to back in the race was for Hugo Palmer, despite me saying on Monday I didn't particularly rate him, but he is in fair form at the moment, and Fitzella ran a good race in the Albany. You could say the form's been backed up since with Venetian Sun, following up at the July meeting. Ran the best of any horse in a double figure stall in that race. As we know, the draw bias at Ascot can be transient. And again, I thought 8-1 was fair. I thought the main thing with this race is the jolly was too short.
Yep. Well, you mentioned the jolly, and you mentioned the one I fancy, SD, Eskimo Pie. I thought it ran really well in the Queen Mary at a whopping price. Your Flowerhead was 100-1 in second that day, and Eskimo Pie was 125-1, finished seventh, obviously clearly a little bit further back, but only 3 lengths. Race that's already working out well enough. The winner obviously looks good. You'll be surprised if True Love isn't winning Group 1s this year at some stage. Jane Chapelheim bang amongst the winners at the moment. Not sure about the jockey. Well, I know who the jockey is, Miguel Barcelona, but he has his own way about doing things. And I just thought Eskimo actually beat the favourite that you mentioned. Actually raced against the favourite on their respective debuts, and Eskimo was only a length behind the favourite, the Godolphin horse that day. So I thought that was interesting. That was the one for me. 6 furlongs on debut, Eskimo, then down to 5 at Sandown's third, then 5 again in the Queen Mary, back up 6, I think that'll do for me at a bigger price. 4 places on offer.
Yeah, I mean, I think as I say, the way to play the race is against the Jolly. I just thought the Jolly. I thought the race had a lot more strength and depth than the market suggested.
Yep. More female action in the 220. This one for older horses, 3-year-old plus. This is the Valiant Stakes. Got a field of 11 runners. I thought Royal Dress was the most interesting in this race, without doubt. Absolutely wazzed up in a Pontefract listed race last time. There was quite a lot of form in there, or form lines from Royal Ascot. They didn't all succeed or run with positivity at Ponty, but there was quite a few that ran at Royal Ascot in a small range of fillies races there. Yeah, just wazzed up. 3 1/4 lengths to second, a further 5 lengths back to third. She was unlucky not to be closer at Epsom before that, where she was a bit closed off in the running. Yeah, I think they look to have found the key with this Royal Dress, and I was bang impressed with her last time. I don't see why she can't go and win again. Chantilly Lace might well be the unexposed / classy angle into the race, but it's about time she needs to go and prove it. She was only 5th in that Coronation. Didn't knock me over with that performance. She debuted this season in the 1,000 guineas. Again, didn't knock me over there. We've all knocked that form since. 3-year-olds do get £6 or carry £6 less than the likes of Royal Dress, but it is 50-50 in the last 10 years. 3-year-old.
I looked at that. I actually looked at that exact statistic. Yeah, I wouldn't be concerned about the age.
Yeah, Royal Dress for me. I do quite fancy that.
I didn't think it was the best race she won at Ponty last time, to be honest.
I just think there was plenty of runners. There was some Royal Ascot form represented, the likes of Fair Angelica and others. And she wasn't best positioned there at Ponty. She had to come wide round a little bit. Wasn't up with the pace by any means, and just wazzed in so easily, 8 lengths back to third in a 10-runner listed race. Some going
5.5, sir.
Sorry, I was adding the two together. Yeah, 3 and 5. Yeah, 5.5 back to third. Yeah, I thought it was impressive.
Yeah, I mean, we can see the case for her, can't we? I thought, before I go on to the selection, I wouldn't be surprised if Jancis ran well here.
Yeah, I was quite looking at that. Yeah.
I had a look at it and then I just concluded, well, maybe not, but it really, I will be kicking myself if she doesn't win, but you can't back them all. Look, the Gosdens are flying at the moment. Cajole is just very much a horse on the up. Blue Belt was given a very good ride, I thought, in the Distaff last time, just straight from the front. And Cajole came from, I think, what was probably an unpromising position if you look at those around her. She'd previously been second in the Sandringham, winning on her side again. So she clearly likes Ascot, and she just seems to be improving at a rate of knots at the correct time. Loves fast ground. I thought 11-2 was very fair for her.
Yep, fair enough. Reasonably nice race, that one. There's 11 runners in there. Swiftly moving on. At Ascot on Saturday, at the 3 o'clock is a Class 2 handicap over 7 furlongs, straight course. The 3:35 at the same venue is a Class 2 handicap, straight course, 8 furlongs. It's absolutely bonkers. The 8 furlong race, I think this is the 4th iteration of it. It's mind-boggling. I don't understand.
Well, it is mind-boggling when there's been a 7 furlong race at Yarmouth tonight worth 50 grand as well, which of course will not get on that soapbox, shouldn't exist.
And I think I'm right in saying that this is the first year the mile race has been on ITV. I think I could be wrong, but I think it is.
Yes, well,
bonkers. Yeah, it's absolutely bonkers. I don't understand it at all.
Well, it is bonkers, but to be fair, they've got good fields.
But you say good fields, right? 22 of a maximum 29 in the 7 furlong race, and 17 of a maximum 30 in the 1 mile race.
Yeah, well, you then just have to question the race. I would be going more at the Racing League than I would be at Ascot. Put it like that.
I'm not sure. I mean,
well, I am.
I would fire bullets at both. This is on the same card, on the same day, within 35 minutes of each other.
I mean, look, they are, to an extent, competitive betting mediums, aren't they?
They are.
To be fair to them.
Right, on this 3 o'clock, do you want me or USD?
Why don't you go first for a change?
Auto's Alto's up there with joint favouritism, or close to at the moment. Clearly saves his best for Newmarket. I mean, he won the Bunbury Cup last year in a good performance. He did nothing in between, absolutely rubbish in between his two Bunbury Cup runs. He had 5 starts between them, the 24 Bunbury and the 25 Bunbury. He was 40-1 and finished a nose behind Moorfund. It was a fantastic effort. He's £5 well in this Alto at the weight, so he'll be popular in the market given how well he travelled at Newmarket, blah, blah, blah. But he clearly saves his best for Newmarket and he's drawn low. I think that is going to be a disadvantage in this race, which I'll come on to. Alto won the Bunbury Cup last year and was only 9th in this race. So, yeah, he's not for me. The one I do like, he's reasonably obvious at the top, near the top of the market, Akkadian Thunder. I thought he ran a blinder down the near side in the Buckingham Palace. He beat 25 rivals that day. The only one he didn't beat was Never So Brave. And Never So Brave has gone back to the course over the round course and since won a Group 2. So it looks decent form. He does have a tendency away from Ascot, Akkadian Thunder, to hang to his left. That isn't going to be a problem here because he's drawn in store 20 of 22 runners here, like he was in the Buckingham Palace. I think that's absolutely fine for him. I think, and I thought there was a bit of pace. You don't often hear me talk about pace. Maybe I should do more. But the likes of, I think it was Northern Express, Zoom, both drawn high. They don't mind going forward. So I think he'll be fine. I think it's perfectly set up for Akkadian Thunder. You can put a massive line through Newmarket. It was on the wrong side. William Buick virtually pulled up. He clearly doesn't like that track. Ascot, high draw, Akkadian Thunder. Yes, please.
Original.
Well,
you've put 11-4 on. Oh yes, at a quarter. Sorry. It almost reads like 11-4.
Yeah, it does.
It doesn't look great. It's a fifth and a quarter with Billy Hill. So all get in and yes. Just pile into your.
To be honest, right? I don't mind you calling me unoriginal for backing a favourite or near favourite. It's 6-1 for God's sake. I'm not backing it at 6-5.
I know. I was being a little bit harsh. We've done well earlier in the week, haven't we? With the price of this thing.
You put up this Kodi Lion anti-post as is on screen now at 25-1, and it is significantly shorter now. 16.
Yeah. I thought the other value in the race at a price was the stablemate of yours, this Cerulean Bay. I thought it ran a perfectly good race. It was 12th here in the Buckingham Palace behind Akkadian Thunder, but was drawn on completely
on the wrong side. Yeah,
of course it was. It was previously run well here. When second last year over a mile, I think 7 furlongs and a good gallop is key to him. I was just surprised that he's only 4 and he's a big price. He's down to 93 now. He was rated as high as 100 last year, and I just thought he was a big price. And I don't mind the jockey booking Mr. Doyle either. I think that's nice.
Yep, agree. We're both double dipping SD because I'm going to put Yorkshire up as well. Ed Bethel, Claxon, if you like. But yeah, I thought he also comes from that Buckingham Palace race, which we've spoke about a couple of times. I just marked him up because he had to steer around traffic that day at a key moment. It happens at Ascot in virtually every straight field handicap. You can find someone that finds trouble. Yorkshire was one of them. It had definitely got closer with a clear run. So I'm putting him up as well. But I do like Akkadian Thunder, and that's why I'm 1 point each way on him and half a point each way on Yorkshire. We move into the 3:35 SD. This is the 1 mile, just what we need. 35 minutes after a 7 furlong handicap on the straight course. We'll have a mile handicap.
You've really got to be in your bonnet about this.
It's annoyed me. It's annoyed me. Yep, it's annoyed me. Yep.
Go on, then. I thought with Warren the Wizard on, I'll tell you what, Warren rode a great race at Doncaster today. I tipped in the race and he just stole the bloody thing from the front. I thought Mythical Guest, who's run well twice this year at Ascot, has finished second and third, isn't necessarily a prolific winner, but the Margisons, they're a decent enough outfit. Warren's taking the 5 off. I don't like necessarily.
He had another winner today. He's in good nicking. Warren.
That's what I was saying. He nicked the race from the front. They put him down a pound last time for finishing third, which I thought was fair enough. I was just surprised that the horse was such a big price, and he's purely a price play. I think he's got an excellent chance here.
Yeah, he may well do. I thought the race was just way too difficult. Everywhere I looked, I was finding problems, question marks. Yeah. But yeah, mythical guest, fair enough for the Margesons. Onto the King George then. We looked at this earlier in the week. All of the ones we expected to stand the ground have stood the ground. 5 runners. I mean, all Group 1 winners, including the Pacemaker, who's actually a St. Ledger winner, believe it or not. We've got the rematch of Calandagan and Jan Bruegel from the Coronation Cup, where Jan Bruegel battled and Calandagan was second. Bruegel clearly stays a mile and a half better, or better than Calandagan does. Even though Calandagan did break his Group 1 duck, but he was at 1-2 last time in a French Group 1 over a mile and a half. It was crap. But I think this will be a very different race to watch than what we were served up at Epsom. Clearly, it's a very, very different track. Calandagan will have learned. The Ballydoyle boys will try and do the same again. Continuous will be leading, clearly. Jan Bruegel will be second. Romance will be third, maybe. And Kalpana and Calandagan at the back. I just wonder, I was speaking to, I can't say friend of the channel anymore because that only applies to one man. I was speaking to acquaintance of the channel, Wizard, last night, and he wondered if Calandagan might try and come down the centre of the track or challenge away from Jan Bruegel to avoid getting into a battle. Maybe you will.
I think you boys can overthink races.
Possibly.
I thought Calandagan was not ridden efficiently at Epsom. Let's put it like that.
And that could well happen again this week. I mean, you could say
it could, but if you were to give me an even score on which I think will win, it would probably out of the two, it would probably be. I think Calandagan will beat Jan Bruegel. Not strong enough to have a bet in the race, but I think Calandagan will beat Jan Bruegel. I think I think Kalpana's being trained for one race and one race only. And you'd have doubts on very quick ground, wouldn't you?
It's not going to be very quick though. It just isn't.
Well, it's good to firm in places, and there's a dry forecast. I think if Mr. Stickles, if you're watching this, don't
Which he does,
water
yeah.
quick ground. Well, clearly it does. Quick ground is absolutely fine for summer flat racing. And just before we go on to that, I did think it was lunacy. It's officially good to soft in places.
Oh yeah, I saw
and
that.
they've irrigated today.
5 mil. So it's good
today.
to soft in places, and they put 5 mil on.
It's a summer racing festival. It should be run on good to firm ground. Don't put 5 millimeters on.
I'm no weather or turf expert, but that is playing with fire. Anyway, I am putting up Kalpana SD.
No idea.
Yeah, she's clearly double the price of the boys at the top of the race, probably for good reason. But yeah, I think Rebels Romance, I think, has already shown himself not quite up to this level in the UK. He has won Grade 1s and Group 1s in other jurisdictions.
I'd agree with that.
Last year. He was third in this last year, which might have been a poorer renewal than this might have been. So yeah, Kalpana.
I love that renewal.
Last year. Yeah,
I love last year's renewal.
Yes, you did. SD Goliath, 33-1. I put up the winner the year before, not quite at 33-1. But yeah, she's had 2 starts this year over 10 furlongs. She prefers this trip, mile and a half. She likes the track. She's got an okay record at the track, obviously. Third at the Royal Meeting last year, on good to firm. A winner on Champions Day last year, over just half a furlong shorter than this. She likes the track. She's run with a lot of credit into 10 furlong Group 1 so far this year, second and third over in Ireland in proper Group 1s there. I think there's been enough rainfall, or waterfall, whether that be natural or man-made. So it's not going to be too quick for her. I'm happy to give her a chance at the prices. Yeah, I'm happy to give her a chance.
Just if it was officially good to firm, which it may well be, would you be a strong on her?
No, I wouldn't.
Obviously, she's a former Glasgow Stakes winner.
Yeah, I was listening to Andrew Balding today, and he just said that he doesn't want it rattling. I think those were the words he said. He doesn't want it rattling quick. I.e., that's why she didn't run in the Hardwick at the Royal Meeting.
There is nothing wrong, and again,
I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it.
Chris Stickles, if you're watching, there is, but you wouldn't want the track to irrigate just so Kalpana will run. I'm not suggesting that will happen, but you know.
Look, it's Thursday night, SD. I'm not 100% sure what they've done today. I read you the update earlier. They race on Friday. They don't normally race between.
If you go on
Fitchfield,
Ascot website, by the way, on the going thing,
yeah,
it'll
it's
tell
pretty
you how
good on
much
there.
rain they've had.
Yeah. Right, so I'm on Kalpana. Talking of rain, SD, there's been 56 mil of rain at York in the last week, and they're saying it's mainly dry and breezy forecast as well. 2 races there that we're going to be looking at, and some of my old mates running in the 2 o'clock, which is
3
typical.
races.
Yes, we are looking at 3. Sorry. The 2 o'clock at York is the Sky Bet Dash, even though it's over 6 furlongs. This is a typical York sprint handicap. 22 runners, many familiar names to York, including the likes of Pocklington that SD put up last time, Strike Red, Ali's Dancer, Corker. I mean, these lads run at York basically every time it's available. Who are you backing?
I think it's just worth pointing out. I put Elmon Jed up for the Wokingham, and people will say, "Why aren't you putting him up for this?" I think this horse wants lightning quick ground. And he may well not get it. I think it'll dry. It'll probably be on the quick side of good by the time the race is run, but I think he wants it absolutely lightning quick. He could be very good. It'd be interesting. I think they'll keep Elmon Jed away from that horse. Do you see that horse win at Ayr on Monday?
No.
In the Eggo Cup trial. My God. It
I don't think
was
I've
in
seen
by
it.
5 lengths. I think it was second to the Jersey winner in a
Right.
maiden, needed the run. Anyway, it was off 90. It's favourite for the Stewards Cup now. So
Right.
clearly there's a bit of strength and depth in the Haggis sprinting division. I thought Indian Run was moderately interesting here. You can argue that this horse's best performance has come at York, when he won the is it the Acomb Stakes? Yes, when trained by Eve, has come back for Julie Camacho and has just been steadily coming.
Oh, there has.
Coming
I've
to
been
the
I've been tipping him but he's not been winning or getting close. But yeah, he's
well,
steadily getting better. Absolutely is.
he is steadily getting better,
Yep.
and I think a mark of 94 at 20 to 1 around here. It's worth a small interest. The Camacho Yard, but my God, you've sucked that pinter in exceptional form.
Thank you. First time off a wind up, SD. I don't know how much you read into that,
Yeah,
but yeah,
look, there's just a few variables there which make you think he might perform a little bit better. Be it handicap mark, wind up, stable form, course form. There's enough going for him at that price when they're paying 6 places, isn't there?
yeah. There's another one in here that I think I've put up maybe twice. Yeah, put him up. Yeah, twice. He's ran twice in the UK this year. Put him up both times. You're about to put him up. I think he wants 5 furlongs, SD. The horse we're talking about is King's Call, and this is over 6.
Well, I think it's worth pointing out that first time up, he won over 6 furlongs, and that's his only win to date. Now, Seb Spencer is not too bad a trainer, you know. I certainly thought he ran at Ascot as if needing further. He was basically taken off his feet and fared pretty well. He was 8th of 24, so he's beaten 2/3 of the field, and the handicap has put him down £3. And I just thought 6 round here, off a declining mark. Again, a slight change in circumstances, up in trip. I just thought he was half interested. And I don't know what the 3-year-old record is in this, but I mean, he's been all over the place. He's gone Kevin Ryan to Dylan Cooner, and then had a
Right.
few runs out in the desert,
Yep.
and then
One of
and
which
then
where he
comes
was injured, apparently.
comes back to Seb Spencer. Jockey isn't great, but you pays your money, you takes your chance.
You can't have it all, can you?
No, you can't.
Right, we'll have a look at this Sky Bet Stakes then at 240 over the Juddmonte International trip. Bit of an unofficial UK trial, let's call it, for the Juddmonte itself. I think they've attracted a good field here, SD. You will obviously fire bullets at me for saying this, but they've put the prize money up and they have got more runners, to be fair. Still not the 8, it's the 7. But yeah, Almaquam. needs the rain, has got the rain. We've not seen him in other engagements this season, like the Eclipse, like Royal Ascot, where it was deemed too quick for him. And let's not forget that this horse was in front of Ombudsman in one of SD's favourite races, the Brigadier Gerard, at the start of the year at
Well,
Sandown.
nicer than this race.
Sorry?
Brigadier Gerard, so much more prestige than this thing, which was plonked in the calendar a quarter of a century ago and has remained ever since for reasons unknown.
Only a quarter of a century. SD put up Stanhope Gardens earlier in the week, each way 3 places at 7-1. That's around half that price now. I just wonder about Green Impact, and that's the one I'm putting up. I just wondered if he's a play at 9-1. I mean, we're going back a little bit, but I mean, let's not forget he beat Delacroix twice last year. Ran first time up in the Guineas at Newmarket, like a mile was too short this year. Won a bang average listed race over 9 furlongs at in Ireland on his next start. Then he was tried in the Irish Derby where he was way too far back. Probably didn't stay anyway, but it's a front runner's track, the Curragh. He was way too far back. Shame about the 7 runners from an each way perspective. SD can ridicule me as much as he likes there, but I thought Green Impact 9-1. I can see him being a market mover as well in this field.
Well, if you'll be able to back that horse. Let's assume he doesn't move in the market. You'll be able to back that horse at a considerably bigger price on the Betfair each way exchange market for the simple reason that the sorry, I keep sneezing.
Shall I change it to BSB then? Because we do have that option, SD, introduced by yourself.
I just think. Oh dear. I just think.
That's this week's clip sorted.
Yes, I just think that mathematically betting each way in a race like this is just crap. But I can see where you're going with him. Look, if it dried ferociously and we got a nice summer wind over the Knavesmire and it went good to firm in places, I wouldn't be surprised if El McQuam didn't run. It makes sense to play the race now, just with that caveat, because the rule full favours the punter, and obviously we're on anti-post on Stanhope Gardens, and that would look a whopping bet were that to happen.
Yes,
so
yes.
I am rather hoping he doesn't run. Look, I can see your case, but I just worry about your methodology.
Fair enough. Go on then.
I thought Royal Champion ran a cracking race in this last year, you know. I really did, and I just thought from a very small point of view, I'd be happy enough to play him. He was ridden absolutely suicidally at Ascot. He was. They started racing. If you remember the race, probably, well, certainly far too far out. And what happened was the horses behind, i.e., him and Factor Cheval, really did suffer. Really
that
suffer.
Factor Cheval has been to Ascot 2 years running and has been given 2 absolute stinkers.
Well, this didn't fare much better, in fairness.
I know, yeah, that's true.
I think if Clifford Lee had his time back, there's only continuous behind. I did mean to mention this before, but a St. Ledger winner being rolled out as a pacemaker.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's just ruthless. It's just
a horrible. It's a horrible look, isn't it? Horrible.
I don't think it is. It's just a ruthless pursuit of winning at the top level for their chosen horses, whether that be Los Angeles or whether that be Jan Bruegel or whether that be later in the season at the Arc, whether it be Mini Hawk. It's just ruthless. I mean, you know, I argue, I go through the book at the start of every season, and I think it's ruthless how many horses Godolphin gelled after 1 or 2 chances. And on the opposite end of the scale, Ballydoyle use Group 1 winners as pacemakers. It's not the first time, and it won't be the last.
There's a certain amount of prestige about winning a classic, and it's just a bit sad. Yeah. It's just a bit sad seeing continuous. But anyway, I thought Royal Champion had a chance. Yeah, I didn't expect him to be 16, put it like that. I thought he might just be about 10. So I just again on purely value grounds, I thought, yeah, let's play him.
Right, well, you're half a point win at 16-1. Right, we're approaching half an hour, SD. So the last race we're talking about is the Jump Jockeys Numthorpe, which is borderline ridiculous for me, but the 320, 20 runners, all ridden by Jump Jockeys, as the description of the race suggests. Who are you backing? I mean, should you be betting in this race, SD, really?
According to you, I shouldn't be betting in pony races. I had a bet on a pony race.
Not when there's 7-year-old
Well,
participants. No.
yeah. I mean,
That's another thing that you've got wrong this year that you need to apologise for.
You sound like you're from the gambling commission.
So you got O'Shea Murphy wrong. You got betting on pony
No,
races
no.
wrong.
In your opinion,
But before
I
we
got
get into
O'Shea
an argument,
Murphy
let's
wrong.
talk about the
Well,
320 at York.
you brought O'Shea Murphy up. You just have no moral conscience. Air Force One. I thought travelled pretty well here last time. What?
Air Force One and travel. I just thought that was
Yes,
good.
I did try, didn't I? Yeah, McDonald's in the plate, and he may just fly home. On a serious note, that was his first run in this country, and he certainly ran well to a point. The handicap has put him down £2. He was rated a hell of a lot higher in Ireland previously with David O'Mara. Went to Paddy Toomey, and now with Jeff Elroyd. So he's doing the old okey cokey of trainers. But I thought there was enough last time to say, well, he's worth a chance in what is a moderate race. It's no bad thing Danny McManaman's on him. Danny's a very, very good jump jockey, very good. He's very underrated in my opinion. You can make a case for El Copper Knight even in this. I wouldn't be surprised if he ran well. But it's a very moderate race, and I thought he was one of the few horses who could improve a little bit, as opposed to several of them who are just outright exposed.
Yeah, Copper Knight, who's won God knows how many times at York. Right, that's 31 minutes in then, SD. We've got a busy week planned next week. We're going to be looking on Monday for Goodwood on Tuesday. Then we're going to be doing Tuesday night in person together for Goodwood on Wednesday. Same again Wednesday for Thursday. And I've got no idea what's going to happen on next week's Thursday show, the usual Thursday show.
I might be at Goodwood. I might be at Nottingham. Yes, and I'll be. Where will I be this week? I'll quickly go through. Friend of the channel, of course, will be at Newcastle on the rails on Saturday. With BK and Mick Walsh and Paul Garrity. Sunday I'll be at Ponte Carlo. I mean, I did give that gentleman his ticket as well, who said I want today racing, it cost me too much. I've given him a ticket for Ponte on Sunday. Where friend of the channel will be. I'll be with you at Goodwood Tuesday, with you at Goodwood Wednesday. I'll either be at Goodwood or Nottingham Thursday. Saturday I'll be at Thirsk, and Sunday I'll do Yarmouth and back in a day. What a time to be alive.
Imagine going to Yarmouth and back in a day from Greater Manchester. That is
it's a wonderful. I'll be going twice to Yarmouth in August. It's a lovely race course. It really is. And of course, Big Jim will be there.
Yes, Big Jim. We like Big Jim. Another one of our good friends. Right, we'll call it a day there then, SD. Thanks for tuning in. I think that was 15 selections plus the 2 anti-posts. So I think that's 17 selections in 32 minutes. It's not bad going. SD's got the best record in the game. He's over 50 points up so far this year on the flat season YouTube tips. He's 29 points up this season on his daily tips every single morning on Twitter and YouTube and TikTok at around 8 o'clock.
TikTok. Everybody keeps asking what's your. I actually had just a quick word on this.
You are on TikTok
because it was one of the nicest things ever. I was at Wolverhampton on Tuesday, and this little 7-year-old came up to me and said, "What's your TikTok?" So, hello to you, sir. Good to see you racing. Good to see the families going racing, and yes, hello to you, little 7-year-old. Put your name in the comments, and we'll give you a shout out next week if your dad is watching. So
we'll give you a free bet when you're 18. We'll give you a free bet. Right, cheerio. Thank you.
Can I have one, man?